The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Marcus Webb stood before the assembled representatives of 47 species. The holographic display behind him showed Earth's blue marble suspended in the void, seemingly defenseless. "The motion passes unanimously," announced High Arbiter SCIFI-HFY-STORIES, his crystalline form pulsing with satisfaction. "The planet designated Earth 3 and its primitive inhabitants shall be classified as Resource Category 5, Labor Stock." Marcus didn't flinch. He'd been Earth's ambassador for 3 years, ever since humanity's first contact. He'd watched the Council dismiss human achievements, mock their lack of faster-than-light travel, and laugh at their chemical rockets. Today's vote was the final insult. "You're making a mistake," Marcus said quietly. The chamber erupted in clicking, chittering laughter. The VRWNN delegates' tentacles writhed with amusement. "Your species hasn't even left your own star system. You possess no energy shields, no plasma weapons, no quantum processors. What possible threat could you pose?" Marcus smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "We tried peace. We tried diplomacy. We offered trade, cultural exchange, scientific cooperation." He paused, letting his words hang in the recycled air. "You chose slavery instead." Dramatic words from livestock, SCIFI-HFY-STORIES sneered. "Enforcement fleets are already en route to your world. Within one standard cycle, your species will begin its new purpose, serving the greater galactic community." "Tell me," Marcus said, pulling out a small data pad, "how many species in this council have actually fought a war? A real war, I mean. Not a trade dispute or border skirmish." The question hung unanswered. The truth was, the Galactic Council had existed for 12,000 years in relative peace. Most species had been uplifted by others, given technology and brought into the fold. Conflicts were resolved through bureaucracy and economic pressure. "I thought so," Marcus continued. "You've forgotten what survival really means. Humans haven't. We spent 10,000 years fighting each other over scraps of land, resources, ideologies. We split the atom and nearly destroyed ourselves. We looked into the abyss and chose to keep living anyway." "Your point?" asked the VRWNN delegate. "My point is that you're not enslaving a peaceful species. You're kicking a hornet's nest." Marcus tapped his data pad. 3 hours ago, Earth time, your enforcement fleets entered our solar system. Would you like to know what happened?" The holographic display changed. It showed 12 massive alien dreadnoughts, each 5 kilometers long, bristling with weapons that could crack planets. They hung in formation beyond Mars' orbit. Then Earth's response appeared. They were tiny by comparison, human warships cobbled together in secret over the past 3 years. Chemical rockets pushing tungsten rods. Nuclear-tipped missiles. Kinetic kill vehicles. Primitive by galactic standards. But there were thousands of them. "We call it the Kessler Doctrine," Marcus explained as the recording played. "Overwhelm the enemy with sheer numbers and acceptable casualties. Every piece of space debris becomes a weapon at orbital velocities. Every satellite, every piece of junk we've left floating up there for decades, all weaponized." The Council watched in stunned silence as the human swarm engulfed the alien fleet. Shields that could withstand plasma cannons meant nothing against telephone pole-sized tungsten rods traveling at 10% the speed of light. Point defense systems designed for sophisticated missiles couldn't track thousands of crude but effective projectiles. In 17 minutes, the entire enforcement fleet was debris. "That's impossible," whispered SCIFI-HFY-STORIES. "The energy calculations alone." "We don't have your fancy reactors," Marcus interrupted. "But we have 8 billion angry humans who just learned aliens want to enslave them. We've been building these weapons in every orbital platform, every moon base, every hidden asteroid facility. We've been preparing since the day we realized you saw us as animals." The VRWNN delegate's skin had turned a sickly purple. "This is a declaration of war against the entire Council." "No," Marcus corrected. "This is a response to your declaration. You voted to enslave us. Unanimously. He leaned forward. Did you really think we'd go quietly? The holographic display shifted again, showing new feeds from across the galaxy. Human ships, crude, ugly, but fast and numerous, emerging from stealth positions near every council world. They'd been there for months, hidden among asteroids and debris fields, waiting. Here's what's going to happen, Marcus said, his voice steady. Every council member has exactly one standard cycle to withdraw all forces from human-claimed space. Any ship, station, or facility within 10 light-years of Earth gets dismantled or destroyed. Your choice. You cannot threaten the entire council. SCIFI-HFY-STORIES' crystalline form flashed red with rage. I'm not threatening, Marcus replied calmly. I'm explaining the new reality. You wanted to enslave us because you thought we were primitive and weak. You were half right. We are primitive. And that makes us very, very dangerous. He pulled up one final image, a human soldier from the Iraq War, face covered in dust, exhausted eyes staring at the camera. That's Sergeant James Miller. He fought in a war that killed millions over resources and ideology. Know what he said when he heard about your vote? He said, "Good. Finally, an enemy everyone can agree on." Marcus looked around the chamber at the assembled species who had never known true war. 8 billion humans just like him are ready to bring every weapon, every tactic, every brutal lesson we learned killing each other to your doorsteps. We'll sacrifice whole fleets for minor tactical advantages. We'll fight with nuclear fire if we have to. We'll never surrender. The silence was absolute. So here's my counteroffer, Marcus said quietly. You leave us alone. Completely. No interference, no slavery, no occupation. In exchange, we won't burn your civilizations to ash. We'll even share some of our more conventional technology once tempers cool. Say, in a century or two. SCIFI-HFY-STORIES' form had dimmed to a pale flicker. Around the chamber, delegates whispered in their various languages, all saying the same thing in different ways. They had miscalculated catastrophically. The council will need time to consider, the High Arbiter began. You have one cycle, Marcus interrupted. The clock started when you voted. 53 hours remaining. He turned to leave, then paused at the chamber doors. Oh, and one more thing. Every species that voted for our enslavement is now on our permanent watch list. We have long memories. We hold grudges. And we never, ever forget who wronged us. As Marcus Webb walked out, the most powerful assembly in the galaxy sat in stunned silence, finally understanding the terrible mistake they'd made. They hadn't tried to enslave a primitive species. They'd given humanity a reason to unite, and an enemy worth fighting. Within the hour, the first pleas for mercy began arriving at Earth's communication arrays. By the end of the cycle, all 47 species had withdrawn their forces, each one desperate to avoid the wrath of the universe's newest and most terrifying warrior race. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage not with a handshake, but with a clenched fist. And the galaxy would never forget it.